Montpellier.
Montpellier. Big lad, down door. What? Go well, Dow Dow.
Montpellier, arguably the strongest squad assembled in the top 14, if not Europe. Reigning Challenge Cup champions, but that is not enough for this hugely ambitious club, driven by their owner, Mohad Altrad. He has opened his checkbook fully, and silverware is the only option. And tonight, Bordeaux Begles, who go about their business in a very different way, are the visitors to the Altrad. Kickoff comes your way very shortly. Well, first, let's have a look at the table going into this round 16. Clermont still lead the way despite their recent dip in form. La Rochelle, the surprise package, hot on their heels. Montpellier tucked in just behind. Bordeaux sit just outside those play-off spots. Bayonne now bottom, with Grenoble picking up their form of late. Well, this is how the round shapes up. Our game tonight, of course, Racing Bayonne due to be played, but of course Racing playing Munster tomorrow in the rerun of the European fixtures. So that game is February 11th. Massive match-up on the Atlantic coast as La Rochelle and Cass jostle for playoff places. But the headline fixture, which is live on Sky Sports, has to be Toulon's visit to the Stade Marcel Michelin on Sunday. It's a very good evening and a very happy new year to my old pal and legendary scrum half, Dowie Morris. Have a word from Dowie in a moment, but let's have a look at the runners and riders, Dowie. Jake White from Montpellier went through a bit of a consistent phase with selection, but normal service resumes tonight. 8 changes, 7 of those personnel in this lineup. Whole new front row, and it's a Schwilly fest. Nera and Kubria are the props, with Mamuka in the middle. No change in the back row. Vidrago, Ongera and Spies. New halfback, so Nick White returns. He's seen plenty of rugby of late. Katrikalis not involved, so Frans Steen wears 10, not Botica. Nandola returns to what would be a rather large number 11 shirt.
Indeed, 127 Georgian caps sets the platform in the front row for the home side, with Frans Steen controlling matters with that rocket launcher at 10. Montpellier, look on paper, a well-organised side. Well, that is the Jake White way, as we know.
Well, less changes for Rafael Ibanez's Bordeaux Begles team. Roman Lonka takes Julian Ray's place in that midfield alongside Jaden Spence. Blair Connor, Jean-Baptiste Dubier and Jean-Marcel Boutin will have their work cut out tonight against Nandolo, Nagutha and co. Madigan doesn't start again. Simon Hickey continues in that fly half berth with Jan Legorg feeding him. Laurent Gouja is the only new face in the 8 at number 8. Big night for the front 5 as well.
Last week Bordeaux slipped out of the top 6 for the first time in 10 weeks, and with Europe looming, Ibanez's side must somehow find a fluent formula and turn that into a much needed win tonight.
Yes, there is strength on the mono bench with O'Leary, Mamukwadze and Duplessis, but Begles looks stronger. Sarah Madigan, Ashley Cooper, but we will see, of course. Well, Montpellier, the only home defeat in the last 17 was to Clermont in round 2 of the top 14. Won the last 8 at home. So not an easy prospect for Bordeaux Begles, who have their own problems at the moment, Dowie.
They do, they've just got to simply win a game. You know, the work rate is there. Their forwards put in, well, the starting front 8 put in 90 tackles, 30 from the front row, 30 from the second row, 30 from the back row. The problem is they're just not converting this when they get the ball in hand. Without the ball, they're pretty good, but they've got to start scoring tries.
Maxime Chalot is the man in possession of the P tonight. Montpellier against Bordeaux Begles in this early January game before we go back to Europe for all the European teams. It's an early touch for the headline man, isn't it? Nandolo. Nami Nandolo. He has ripped up Europe as far as Montpellier are concerned, creating and scoring with Jaga. Loflo was the tackle early.
Well, if they mean to carry on like that, hang on to your seats, because that was a tremendous start. A bad kick-off from Bordeaux. They kick it too long to Nandola, gives him plenty of time to set his sights, and then all of a sudden you think White is going to box kick the ball. He doesn't, he just passes it down the tram lines. Jesse Mogg there with a little chip through. Tremendous start from Montpellier. Their intent is there to run.
Why kick it to Nandolo first up?
I don't know, really.
And then Nick White was really cute, wasn't he? He's played loads of rugby with the injuries they have in that number 9 shirt at the moment, Montpellier. But that was really cute from a structured, very much a Jake White number 9. Confuses everybody, goes down the short side, and Montpellier, as you say, really bright start. Clearly, an evening to play.
Well, you'd think actually when you see the sort of setup and Steen being picked at 10 in front of Botica, what did Steen do very well, as I said, use that rocket launcher and just hoof the ball down the field. So it's just another one way of Jake White out-thinking possibly the opposition, just from an early start, that was.
Chalmers, Hugh Chalmers. It all started with the back row, didn't it? Great run from Goujon. Hickey. Oh, lovely hands from Spence. Lonko is there as well. His kit's off, the South African. 10 caps for him all in last year now, isn't it? 2016. Hickey again, Brain. Missed him. He's been out with a ban. Dubier against Nandolo. Nandolo hasn't held it. Dubier through! We're talking about a bright start from Montpellier. No. It's a brilliant start from Bordeaux Begles. Jean-Baptiste Dubier.
Well, it was a tremendous break up the middle from Chalmers, the Kiwi. Again, he wasn't held. Nick White eventually brings him down. It's going left to right, comes out. Bray does super well on the wrap round, the ball going through hands. Nandola, you'd think, for all love and money, he's got Dubier wrapped up. He hasn't. Lets him go down. The tackle isn't complete. Dubier just carries on and scores. We thought it was initially a tremendous start from Montpellier, running out from their 22. What a hit back, you've got to say. Hickey passing the ball, Boutin on the move, and then that's the key area. Nandola drops his man, Dubier gets up, scores the try.
Barely had a moment to talk about where this game is going to be won, where it's going to be lost. Was going to get into that conversation, Dowie, about the back rows. Ibanez and Antomac looking on with smiles at the moment. Long way to go, of course, in this game, but when you come away from home, any league, but especially the top 14, you have to start well.
Well, I think, and that's what's been, I think, Bordeaux's problem, is that they've just been a little bit too conservative. The defensive lineup is obviously very, very good week in, week out, run by Joe Worsley. You can see Rafael Ibanez has probably gone in there and said, right, let's play some rugby as we did last year. That's got us into the top 6 initially this year. And that, not stupid stuff, not, Harlem Globetrotter stuff. You can still kick, but actually when you're in the kill zone, the 22 or the opposition 10 metre, you go for it. Saying that, they're running out for the 22 and getting caught, see?
Well, that area I'm going to talk about was the back rows. That Begles back row heavily involved in that try, wasn't it? Goujon with a run from the base of the scrum, and then Braid and Chalmers as well.
Well, Towlen's out injured again. He's another big force in that back row. You've got Madol on the bench, but yeah, I mean, you know how much I like with Braid. He just
Salai as well out injured.
Absolutely keeping that ball alive, and that's what it is. Don't die with it. If you watched last week's game, it was a travesty at the breakdown area. The referees can be using their own interpretation. You can get a very stagnated game and hands all over the place. Hopefully this evening, as we look at Serra, whose form, and Ashley Cooper, Mr. Fix-It there, has just dropped a little bit. That's why they've been benched, but obviously they will make an impact coming on. They're quality players, but we've had a very good start. We've had some turgid affairs in the top 14 over Christmas, you've got to say, but this has been a nice start.
One of the Shvilis, there was Mamuka. Tamani, pretty much been ever present since he arrived, and it's turnover ball. There's Gog. Using the big runners. There's the scrum half again, just feeding Hickey. Young man, but he's for the confidence. He's running that 10 shirt now, and he's playing with a man with confidence, but that time penalised. Braid straight off his feet.
Yeah. And that's fine, and you can hear the call coming in.
No, you dive. On your feet.
Raphael with his best French-English. English-French?
Frogley,
indeed. But it's been a good start.
This is a challenge now.
And this is a Hickey. Again, he will take that ball up to the line. Experienced ex-Blue, and then you can just see you're never going to get away with that.
Interesting to see the new tackle laws. We have any of those coming in tonight?
Well,
French officials never shy of moving a hand towards the pocket, are they?
No, World Rugby put it out that it's a zero tolerance. Even if it starts low and rises up, any contact with the neck or head, the sections are yellow or red. So everyone has been warned. It's something they're clamping down on. We will see.
Willemsen took the line out. He's only got a red card this evening. It's Castor away in Europe. Game they lost. His back-to-back rounds. Beat Castor the week before, of course. Stay slips. Hickey gets hold of him and keeps hold of him. Wasn't allowing Sen to get back to his feet. Ella Dubier, Mamukashvili, Mujago. Put some width on it, Dowie, from that breakdown here. Unlike Montpellier, we've seen this season, really.
And it's all coming through the speed from the breakdown. If that ball can get it away to Nick White Bump, he's getting away. Now Braid knows straight away. He's obviously listening to your commentary, Hammond. Over top of the ball, the big paw in there, slow it up, and he's this time on his feet. That's the problem when you do go wide, you don't put enough into the breakdown. These guys are so experienced, especially him. You see Chambers there, it's a Kiwi, South African fest. Two Kiwis and the South African over top of the ball. Kitchoff had a tremendous game in that defeat against Poe. He's a big carrier of the ball, big tackler. They work as a unison. I said that Bordeaux are a good side. They're not a great side yet. They want to be a great side. Bismarck looks on.
Bismarck.
Nicely wrapped up.
Bismarck, Duplessis and Dimitri Katakal off to Harlequins.
I was going to say, yeah, he's on his way, isn't he?
Certainly is. Bismarck, Duplessis, one of those injured pectoral operation. He's coming back from. Payug as well. Jacques Duplessis broke his hand against Grenoble. Tali Watchu, knee injury. O'Connor, Van Liebenberg, Benjamin Fall and Dumoulin. Some quality players in the treatment room for Montpellier. It's a few there for Bordeaux Begles as well, the likes of Poirot, Natalie Boula, Rich Salai, and Murray as well. Big loss in the second row. Part and parcel of rugby though, isn't it?
The quality in this game is much better than we've seen of late. It's just pace, it's all about presentation of the ball, not killing it and getting that ball out wide.
There's plenty of space out there for both teams. Jalen Spetz, the Otago man. The Gorg again. Nagutha flicks it back inside Mark.
Okay.
Spees. Udrago, great hats. Nagutha just flew it inside and said somebody catch it. And they did. Nandolo's lurking. Here he goes. Through the first. Offloads it. Oh, simply brilliant. Martin. Vincent Martin. Turnover work of the highest quality from Montpellier.
And it was just go through the hands. Once they had that ball on the wide outside on the right, bring it back left, give it Nandola. You think he's going to get through, he doesn't. He just bests one tackle and just pumps the ball up to Martin on the wraparound. Great play, here you go. Commits two players in, the Bhutan has to go in. Connor's not big enough to stop him initially. Braid isn't going to get him. He's on the touchline, that's not try. The ref, well, look at the touch judge. That's hit the line. That is hit the line, come on, touch judge.
Je voudrais qu'on vérifie s'il n'y a pas une touche.
Oh,
juste avant, est-ce que le
he's
joueur
having a
bleu,
look, and quite rightly
celui qui est en
so.
position de marquer, ne met pas le pied en touche,
Chalon.
juste avant, s'il te plaît.
Has to. Well, it's a new pair of glasses for the touch judge, and Mr. Chalon gets a glass of champagne, because this will be wiped out. You touch that line, you're on the line, you're on it there.
22 mètres.
I thought live that he was very, very close, but the assistant referee is...
Just watch the reaction of Braid. That normally tells you. I know people will appeal for things.
Capitaine.
Didn't quite see. Host broadcasted in play. He has to
probably
wipe the touch.
just over a metre away from the assistant
Donc il n'y a pas
referee.
essai, et on va revenir à la touche. Reprise du temps.
And that's when the technology
That's when it works, absolutely. But again, it's a well-crafted attempt of a try. Willemsen, big forwards, just handling the ball's out in front, give it the big fella. Missed one tackle, holds it up. And you think initially, yes, what a score. But looking at obviously the second-hand pictures from the TMO, no way.
C'est une reprise de jeu, c'est normal. Reprise du temps.
There's an understanding though, there wasn't there? There was two front five forwards there, realised the situation, realised they needed to get it wide early. Nandolo, whether Nandolo was there or not, just get it wide the other side. And that's great awareness from front five players. Nandolo again. So there are many defenders here, tracks that Van Steen score against Northampton. He scored a couple against Leinster himself, but he's such a threat as a decoy. An offloader. Now it's the other winger, Nagutha, who has a hatful of brilliant individual scores in his locker.
Braid's got it.
Second turnover already in this game for Luke Braid. It's what they do, the Braids. He and his brother, known for it.
Nagutha sets off, again amazing run. Who does he pick out? Kobalas. Pick out the big props. Luke Jones can't get him, Hickey can't get him. Eventually Jones just about gets back, but Braid is there. That is, well, any school kid, any adult watching that who plays a bit of the oval ball, just watch that and admire, because again, it's exactly how to do it. You think that ball is going to come back, he's attracted enough, he's bust through the defence, he recycles that. You're going to say Montpellier score.
The Montpellier bench. Nkuadze, Plessis there, Batu.
Not many French. I made it, but there was only 2 out of the starting 15 for Montpellier are French, and there's only 3 more on the bench. They're 5 out of the 23.
Yeah, two in the starting 15, you're correct there.
Yeah, just 1 in the backs, 1 in the forwards.
Just did that quick maths myself.
Well,
Nick White. But Nagutha. He did show again, but that ball knocked on us a couple of times. That with ball in hand, Montpellier have knocked that ball on. Mata.
I don't know what Lonka was trying to do there.
No.
Just chipping the ball through outside your 22 to a Montpellier player.
Braid's given another penalty away here. Nick White knew it. Jean-Marcel Boutard. Twists and spins of the penalty was coming anyway. So 2 brilliant turnovers, 2 penalties. Benoit Payouk in the crowd.
Bien joué sur le relayeur.
What a helpful young chap, just helping someone to their seat. What I have in France this time of year in the no pastis, is there?
Well, this time of year, this pastis any time of year. What are you on about?
Fair enough.
It's not a Christmas
Hot cider.
Drink. Yes.
Van Show, of course.
We have been somewhere that did hot cider. Was that Oyonnax?
Oh, yeah, no, it was.
Very nice.
Enough of your travelling tales. Let's get back to this game. Look, Braid won a couple of turnovers, haven't he? A couple of penalties, given a couple away, which is like any good open side.
Well, he's just saved 1 possible 7-pointer, so look, he's a 7, and he's not going to take his snout out. If he thinks he's got a chance, he'll go for it. So they'll give him 3. He'll probably save you 14 or more points a game. Well, the way he started, he definitely has.
Van Steen. That one over the post and almost over the stand at the far side.
Yeah, again, Nagusa is trying to just get the ball in the Fijians' hands, and then Nandola on the one wing. Nagusa, incredible, potent threat. And they're a big presence as well, Nandola, obviously, but Nagusa's a strong guy, and he's just trying to cat angles off the touchline back inside. This man needs a win. Bordeaux slipped to 3, didn't they? 3 on the bounce now. They've got Europe looming, Clermont at home, Ulster away.
Well, it was a weird year, wasn't it, Dave? Did all the hard work, winning at Sandy Park. I mean, Exeter, on the form that we've seen the last couple of seasons, they're beginning to come back, sort of waking up from that hangover of Premiership final, but did all the hard work, played superbly well, psychologically, to win at Sandy Park, triple conditions, and then lose at home, where they gambled with selection.
They got a sending off, didn't they? Was it Ducroix?
Yes.
Got sent off, so they were playing that. But yeah, they did all the hard work to win down there. Taulen was outstanding man of the match, and they just sort of thought, oh, it just might happen. Exeter needed the win, they were more hungry, and deserved it totally in the end. So that's thrown that pool up, probably up to Clement's hands. Ulster will have something to say with that.
But they haven't really, they haven't really recovered since then.
No, they haven't. They weren't good last week. Again, Lyon was struggling, and they just about got over that. Well, they did get over the line. 1 try apiece, but Bordeaux just didn't have it. Serrat was been off song for the last couple of games. That's why he's been benched. He's normally their spark, their firework. Like I said, the forwards are workmanlike. They're fantastic in defence, but it's just that, like Blair Clark, you hardly hear his name, the winger. You know, Boutard's probably their most attacking prowess at 15.
And there we are, those last 3 results. Losses to Toulon, Pau and Lyon. Last week.
The Pau at home was the killer. The try right at the death, 78th minute.
Yeah, 78th. That man scored that day. Jacques Duplessis.
These are the pick of their forwards. As you see, Bordeaux Begles next 3.
Tu vois, c'était bien ce côté-là tout à l'heure.
Two at home, which will give them a little bit of confidence, and then a game against Stade Francais. Of course, before that, Champions Cup, of course, Clermont at home,
Yep.
Ulster away.
Lié.
Oh,
Jeu.
You're on about big squads, you need them.
Ouais, on tient, tenez
well,
bien.
if they lose tonight, Dan, that's 3, that's 4 in a row. Clermont, we'll see on Sunday, won't we, what kind of form they're in, but they fancy Europe this year, and Ulster still fighting that pool as well.
Oh gosh, yes.
Could be a dreadful run, but doing their best to reverse that run at the moment. That's great hands from Hickey, and then he just knocked it on.
Arrêt du temps.
He was shoveled rubbish, wasn't he, the fly half?
Jake White. Sorry, Nick White. It's not the first time.
C'est très simple. Du côté droit, votre pilier du côté droit, ça se relève. Donc vous avez deux options.
He's appealing
Soit vous
for
jouez le
everything.
ballon, quand je vous le demande, ou soit je suis obligé de refaire la mêlée. Vous avez le choix. D'accord? Mais en tout cas, il n'y aura pas pénalité là-dessus, en aucun
Basically,
cas. Reprise du temps.
keep quiet, shut your mouth.
Pardon?
Is that your trickle or French has
Yeah.
deduced from that conversation?
And being an ex-scrum half,
Or
I know
just
exactly what he's
scrum
trying to buy. He's trying to buy anything out there. And you're normally very close to the referee, so you just like to tell him who's boss. The referee has just reversed that. Maxime Chalon, quite rightly so.
A good opening. Team Shannon.
Flexion. Lié. Jeu.
Montpellier lost one of the last 10 against Bordeaux.
Talon, retiens.
It's
Pilier droit, blanc.
over 2 years ago now at the Chaman Delmas.
And that's one for Georgia. Kobalas gets up, looks awry. Looks to everyone, it wasn't him. But again, in that opportunity, the referee had the right to say to the 8th piece to come and play with it, but obviously he'd see something that we didn't and give an instant penalty. They'll take it because they're up to the 22. So the ball's at Spice's feet, they've gone down, saying that Kobalas is hinged down.
Yeah, the Moldovan sorely missed by Sale Sharks. Amongst others, Steve Diamond's team, but he's a proven tight head. Valin Kovalas came from Vivier Promoskovi. So why Steve Diamond when he was the Russia coach, of course. Spice not looking after the ball at the moment, Montpellier. Using it not necessarily in the breakdown or ruck situation, but in open play. It's Kubriashvili recording against Cast. A shoulder charge.
Ballon disponible.
Nick White. Does he see a little gap there, Nick White? Kubriashvili. Spice again. Wider this time. Jan Sven Rensburg. Mock. Sweeping left foot. Who's this one for? It's for Nagutha. He's given a Gorga a hefty shove in the back, but penalty was coming. I think Jesse Mogg knew that it was.
He did, and Agusa knows exactly what he's done as well. As Gog made sure the referee and everyone else did, he had a little push in the back. But it was a kick to nothing. And that's where Bordeaux are very, very good at that sort of 5 metres out, that thou shall not pass. Scrambling defence, there's some big runners, big heavy forwards trying to do some damage for Montpellier. Mustaine has declined the 3. It would have been a hard kick. They go into the corner.
They do turn the ball over a lot, over 14 times on average a game. Montpellier, second only to Cass in that list. The line-out's not amazing either.
You go into the corner, and you go for the big throw at the back, and then you don't get it straight, so you give the chance to the opposition to clear its lines.
Could have been 6-7 though.
Could have been. He's happy with it.
He's here. Rafael Ibanez has missed a game or two, hasn't he? With his French television commitments.
Yes. We have joked about it.
Flexion!
When he's on the touchline, you certainly hear him. Kouriashvili,
tell you what,
45 caps for Georgia now.
Who you hear the most out of everyone or anyone in the top 14? Simon Mannix, Poe coach. If you just want to tune in to listen to the game, he lives every second of it. Next time Poe is on, there'll be a ground microphone and he'll be picking up Simon Mannix shouting at all his players individually and collectively throughout the whole 80 minutes. It's fantastic.
I've commentated, sorry, I've listened to him.
Yes, did a bit of sevens with him, haven't you?
Yeah, I like Simon.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Maverick on and off the field. Goujon just locks it out. Guerra. As this game develops, we're into the second quarter now, but as this game develops, watch those back rowers really hard at each other. Goujon, Chalmers and Braid, really consistent unit play, a lot of rugby together for the Bordeaux team. Udrago and Guerra and Spies in tandem again today for Montpellier.
They'll be happy with that Montpellier because they just... Bordeaux sort of just exited just outside the 22, so they're still within the killing zone as such. But again, Kitshoff is a big carry of the ball. I think he carried 12 last week, and he gets around the field, made 10 tackles, so they've identified that. And they're on him straight away. Good line speed, and that just stops that initial extra 2 or 3 yards, which is so much easier for then a scrum half to get the ball and movement either to your 10, using the wiper kick from right to left. If you slow that ball up, they've got to go back in and then just chunk it up. So Montpellier have done well. They've got a line out this time.
Vauchemin, the French prop in the crowd. Host broadcaster is Nidiashvili. In the end, let's go. The scrum half has had to take down the loose end. Tamani in at first receiver. Who's this bouncing? Into the out of the Gutha. Oh, he's knocked it on. Not for the first time tonight. Montpellier not looking after the pill.
No, there's a Horlicks of a kick from Steyn. And it's not his favoured position. He has played 10 before. Inside centre when he won a World Cup with South Africa. The ball comes out. It's tremendous drive from the Georgian. Superb. That's when I'm talking those extra 2, 3, 4 metres. White can then get the ball away, and they've come out, they jumped out of the line to make Steyn make that a reaction to it. Either tempting to put the pass over the top, the possibility then of an interception or a kick to the corner. As it happened, it was a Horlicks of a kick, but Nagusa makes a Horlicks of a try attempt. You know, at best, he's never going to get the hold on to the ball.
Duvier is just going off to some treatment. There, those injuries, confirmation of those injuries.
Poirot's up for the Six Nations, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone. We've spoken about Murray and Salah, Talinia, Murray, Talibula, Dumbo as well, the winger. Now you're the hooker. He's not a bad man to bring off the bench.
He said, Mr. Fixer, he can play basically anywhere he wants.
Adam Ashley Cooper. 116 caps, 37 tries for the Wallabies.
I tell you what, they could just nick a couple off him tonight, they'd do well. Just needs something to happen for them, Bordeaux. Even though they are at Montpellier, it's a hard ask anyway, but need someone like Ashley Cooper just to create some bit of magic.
Montpellier having lost just 4 of the last 13 top 14 games. And they're building momentum here again. Well, Altrad has simply said, silverware, it has to be, if not double silverware. That's the aim. Jake White off the end of the season, of course, but Cotter coming here with Nathan Hines and Alex King. Successful coach, doesn't want to block his copy, but wants to win with Sutton. Naguth is being held up here. Goujon is one of them holding him up. It's got to ground now, and it'll be a scrum to Bordeaux, surely. It is, and don't call me Shirley.
Again, happy man, they're under the caution. Again, when they do come around that corner, they come around with a lot of pace and a lot of power, not necessarily the forwards. Francois Steyn can carry for you as well. He does that at 10. He's a big man. Intimate looks on. Initially, Martin doing the damage, and then one after the other, Nagusa this time. Again, the man really that should be doing better. He's dropped a ball that he shouldn't have dropped and should have just recycled. This is it. He just hold on. Actually, I've got to say,
Dubier.
He's the one that's taken. I'll probably doing him an injustice there. It was a very good hand in the way. He tries to hand him off, and by doing that, he hadn't tucked it under his paw.
It's not Dubier, it's Boutin, isn't it? With the tackle.
Boutin
just goes.
Dubier's gone off. Yeah. No, he did well.
That chance tackle, just roll the arms down.
But again, those are the small margins. You get in the attacking zone. This time he's held up, even though he's a tremendous rugby player. We love to watch him score tries, but he's given Bordeaux a chance. And this will go Rosette, I'm sure. Lonka hit it up.
Lonka.
Oh,
where's the goal going? One way and then the other way. Caught by Nick White in the end, and Goujon tries to rescue his scrum half. Hickey have to reset again, but much closer to the try line this time. Lesgorg is up now. I'm waging maybe a few words with the scrum half when this ball will eventually go to touch. Look at Montpellier now, look where they are.
I'd be having more than a few words with Lesgorg. Look, he's a very good player, but he doesn't wait, he doesn't need to take that ball. He needs his forwards just to set it up, get his guard people up. This is exactly what Montpellier wants, or any other side that he's playing. A scrum half running around like a scolded cat. And the result, as you just said, is just there. They have the ball, they're still in the 22, and it is only a matter of time before Montpellier score a try.
I agree, Montpellier just begin to squeeze, aren't they? They're just turning the pressure valve, that power, that physicality valve.
It's the Jake White way. You know, every side that he's been at uses a power, and it will take its toll. If they get an ascendancy in the line and scrum, it just drives you back to the rolling ball, to big forwards coming around the corner, and it becomes one-way traffic.
That line out has gone well this time.
This is why Bordeaux, sorry Johnny, got to stay in it. They've got to stay, they've got to try everything just to hold out.
Best tacklers in the league, Bordeaux. It's the Joe Worsley effect, 90% tackle success.
They're going to need it tonight.
Weren't they just? Mamukashvili leaves it for Tamani. Where's Tamani off to? Into Lonka. And then Kazo comes to help out.
So the difference with White there, nothing's on. Just slow it down. It has been slowed down. Great defence again from Bordeaux. Let's regroup, let's reload, let's start again.
They're building here, Montpellier, but Bordeaux up for the fight, physically up for that challenge. Look at Jaden Spence trying to turn that ball over.
He's okay because he was the tackling man. He's allowed to be there.
Kicks off, roll away now. Adam Ashley Cooper involved. Vilimse. He like being dropped, did he, Adam Ashley Cooper?
Well, again, Nagusa had Ashley Cooper by the neck.
Mog. Jesse Mog, another Wallaby. Franz Steyn, physicality in his run. Hickey did well though.
Very Les Cusworth-like, I would say, that from Franz Steyn. Sorry, Les, if you're watching. You know what I mean. Direct, I think, is the word.
Jesse Mog tried to get ahead of steam up, and then his countryman Adam Ashley Cooper stopped him in his tracks. Vilimse's done well to juggle that ball to safety. Kits off on Mudraga. Pull back this time. Long Threaded pass out to Nagutha and Nandolo. Nandolo 1-on-1. There's only going to be one winner,
Avantage terminé.
and it's the man with double one on his shirt. Montpellier's number 11, Niami Nandolo. And we said it, didn't we? Only a matter of time before Montpellier score. And if you had a bet on who was going to score it, he'd be fairly high up your list.
And I've got to say, it's Lomo-esque. He is such a presence on that field. That's not the first time that Blair Connor has missed that tackle. It's a difficult thing to do because you try to go low and you just get bounced off, you get pushed off. Those big pile drivers of arms come down on top of you. Connor couldn't do that. And once you break that first line, what did he have? He didn't have any yard at all. He had a yard of space and he just carried on straight. And he's a tremendous place kicker as well. You wouldn't believe, those that have not seen him before. But again, it's what Montpellier deserved. Give it the big fella, and a big one will always beat a small one. Most times.
Yeah, he does. He kicks the goal, as you say. Here's the injury list for Montpellier.
They've got a small case on the top. Big catch Achilles.
It's all the Van Doos,
Yeah.
South African names.
Jorg.
And there's
Charlie
Benjamin
Watcher.
Faldo, centre of shot.
C'est l'angle. C'est l'angle.
Yeah, Ruben Teliwachu,
Ouais, c'est l'angle.
fairly large man as well. Jacques
he's
Duplessis,
there.
we've already seen him.
But the man right in the middle of the gorgeous mane of hair, Jacques Duplessis, is, well, outstanding. He's one of these guys that play across the back row. He can play the second row, obviously. What a performer. And they'll need him come the latter half of the season.
Staying there at 8-7. Nandolo's not going to take the kick. Stein is. Took his time as well. Gets it over.
Nick White can see the options. Martin knows who he's going. Nagusa's come off his wing. To add that extra man, in a sense, you don't really need it. He didn't need the ball inside. He looks upstairs, I don't know quite what for. Because that time, it was a perfectly good try. Didn't have to go to the TMO, and he's exactly what Montpellier needed and got. And now they've kicked long to him again. So off he goes, attracts 3-4 people into the breakdown.
His 19th try they've scored. Out of their 33 now. Montpellier from it in close. You say just phase after phase of power runner.
And that time, if you remember right back to the start of this game, they kicked it long to Nandola, he hit it up. White brought the ball back, using Jesse Mogg down the wide outside. And they made quite a few yards, but this time they didn't, so Bordeaux have a chance before half-time. Try and get some more points, try and get some sort of an indent into the game in a sense. They've had very little territory, very little possession.
Really have it. I mean, especially territory. And knocking on the door at half-time as well. Is Lonka. Goujon. Good run from him, came from some depth. There's Luke Jones. Nickname of Merlin. Entirely sure why.
His father was a wizard, I believe.
Derrière 22. Avantage terminé.
Boutin. Wide to Blair Connor. And he straightens, just gets caught initially. Chalmers, just delay on the pass. Lonka. Jesse Mogg will have this one marshalled. And the former Brumby dots down for a 22.
So the big thing, the big difference, you can see straight away, even before the ball was kicked, you can just look down at the poundage from both sides, the carriers, who's going to be able to carry the ball. The back line of Bordeaux are quite lightweight, so they don't look to help out their forwards, whereas Montpellier are as big out in the backs as they are forward, so they can have a balance. They can sort of help each other out.
Hickey. James Smith just rode the tackle. Just bring it back to a moment. Long Goujon, it's we drive on this near side. That one-on-one battle between two French internationals, very much one. For the man in white, the Bordeaux Begles, number 8. Begles, Hickey. That was a sensible thing. And it's a tactic that Cass employed in round 3 of Europe, is to turn those big winners. They're smashing going forward, literally smashing going forward. We've already seen that from Ndolo and Nagutha, but turning on the ball, we saw from Nagutha days at Ulster.
Yep,
like an oil tanker turning.
Brief do it as well, because again they've got a very big kicking game. You know, Hickey is a controlling 10. He likes to play flat, but he knows when that ball slows up, that's the only option, because these guys are out. They're bigger than them physically. Why run into them? You know, you got a long way to go. We're coming up to half-time, another 40 minutes. So let's just try and get a bit of territory and ask our guys now, shorten line, and see if you can nick this. Not quite.
I just wonder whether Jacques Brunel or Bruce Rehan or even Emil Antemac will make that point to Rafael Ibanez at half-time. Let's employ the boot a little bit more. Let's possibly even bring Madigan on at 12. Potentially have two kicking options out there.
I think then you have got a bit of cover, you know. So Fafuna, you know, you can come on Avea, Buta. You always laugh when I say that. Taufifanua. There you go. Once I say it once, I've got it.
Oh, good.
He's the big prop. So they have got a bit to come on, but they just need to be turned, like you said, make Montpellier, I think, turn them a little bit. Don't make it easy for them.
They got just had to get that pass away in the end. Hickey took it high. Simple hands down that line. Really committing too much. Bordeaux. Braid was on the wide outside. Here's Hickey again. Jaden Spence. Connor. There, Connor. Contract right through to 2021. Blair Connor. Hickey. Saw a gap and went for it. Wasn't shy of taking the opportunity. Buta rolls over to Mane. Legault, forwards were there. Menadier given the ball. Suspect the hooker may well have scored. Buta again though. What a chance this is for Bordeaux Begles. And just as I say that, ball bobbles up and it's knocked on. A couple of minutes before half-time.
Just intelligent use of the ball. Again, that's good play. It was Jesse Mogg trying to rip it off, and he did. Les Gog. Ball goes out. But Bordeaux, again, are using their heads brilliantly. It's all about the pace of the ball. They are going from side to side, but using Braid on the outside to cut back in, putting pace onto the ball, not letting Montpellier's hands get over the top, slow it down. That's their way back into the lead, or back, but they're not out of this game at all. But they're looking to turn Montpellier, as I said before, make them think. Make them think, we're not going to come down your alleyway all the time. We are going to be moving this, and that's what they've done in training. That's their game plan coming into the game.
7th on 36 points.
Premier joker par rapport à ça, je ne vais pas tolérer le fait que vous vouliez avant. D'accord. Et surtout vous poussiez sur son épaule.
Toulouse in 6 playoff spots.
On refait.
Montpellier
Et vous n'avancez pas.
for automatic semi-final spots at the moment. Long way to go, of course. 42 points they have, sitting in 3rd. 4 points off La Rochelle and Clermont Auvergne. What a difference Brock James has made to La Rochelle after leaving the Vulcans in the summer. Minute and a half before half-time at the out-track. Steady Scott goes down now. Pierre Spies is told to use it for Montpellier. The man who missed out on winning a World Cup due to a blood clot drives into the heart of Bordeaux, and Montpellier clear the lines very nicely indeed and have that 3-point lead, I suspect, now all the way into half-time. Well, that's
good bust off the back from an athletic 8. Able to go, gain you 5 more yards. Not quite with his boot. It's a different sort of result of your exit. I think that was Bordeaux's chance gone there when they had that ball from about 8, 9, 10 phases. Using Chalmers a lot, yeah, sorry Johnny, using him, checking him up at 2, checking him up in the middle that time. But again, the welcoming committee is ready for them in the middle.
Braid was met, wasn't he, by Spieth amongst other. It's got Luke Jones's manhandle. Wonder whether just run into a defender there. Jan-Sevan Rensburg kicks off into Kubriashvili. Mickey again, they're looking for something here, aren't they, before half-time. Long cut. Aguirre's trying to turn that ball over. Montpellier defending well. Little flick inside for Luke Jones. Minardier back inside. The referee says, well, play on. Connor.
Oh,
that's gone round the head from Fran State.
Has to be yellow.
At least. Let's go. We're going to play on sensibly from the referee. That's foul play. May well come back for it. Kits off. Luke Jones, heavily involved in this sweeping movement forward, has got into White again. Those two having a great battle, aren't they? Ashley Cooper tries to secure that ball. Penalty though, and time off, says the referee, because we will need to have a very close look at this. Was this intentional?
Well, you've got two. This is the new sort of not protocol. What's the word I'm looking for? Instructions from World Rugby. It's reckless tackle, accidental tackle.
Yellow straight away for Fran State.
You don't need to look at it again. But that was reckless, and the minimum sanction's yellow, maximum is red. Yeah, it wasn't ridiculously bad, but he's gone across and he's taking him out. There's no intention. Reckless. Is he lucky not to get a red? Under these new instructions, zero tolerance from World Rugby. I think in the long scheme of things, 10 minutes will do him well to calm him down. It won't spoil the game. A pretty good game, pretty good start. Died down a little bit since. Bordeaux will take this. Even Stevens.
Won't they level things up, and at least 9 minutes of that second half. 15 against 14. Hickey right in front of the sticks, right on half-time, and we are all square at the Al Chad, 10 points apiece. Started so brightly for Bordeaux Begles, didn't it? That try for Dubier, and then it's a Montpellier power show, wasn't it? And Derlo in on there.
On tient beaucoup le ballon devant leur ligne. On n'arrive toujours pas à scorer. On a marqué un essai, mais à la fin, il n'y a que 10-10, alors qu'on a au moins 60% de possession et 70% d'occupation. Il faut qu'on arrive à scorer sur nos temps forts et être plus discipliné, parce que là, on prend encore un carton. On va commencer la seconde mi-temps à 14 et ça va être plus dur. Merci.
That all to come in 2017. Nearer to home, tomorrow, Ospreys, second in the Pro 12, against last year's champions, 1:15 on Sky Sports 1 for that one. And then the replay of the Champions Cup game between Racing 92 and Munster, 3:30 for a 3:45 kickoff on Sky Sports 1 for that one. A poignant occasion it promises to be. And then Sunday, really the headline fixture from this top 14 round, Clermont-Auvergne against Toulon. That's 5 to 8 on Sky Sports 5 for you on Sunday evening. Tonight at Montpellier, Al Chad Stadium, well, it's all square, 10 points apiece at half-time, but it all started though so well for the visitors.
Yeah, again, it's all about missing tackles, which is very important in rugby, isn't it? Don't miss any tackles. That time Chalmers going through, the big Kiwi, once you get behind the defence, make it count. Jaden Spence, another keeper making good ground and just about recycle. Slight 2 missed tackles then. Kitchoff doing superbly well. Luke Jones, as ever, a massive workhorse, and then it just comes out. Braid, little loop around, and this time Nandola again doesn't make a tackle. Dubier just decides, I'll keep pumping my legs, and scores.
A great start from Bordeaux, and then really there was the Montpellier show. Nandola attracting the defence, and we thought that Vincent Martin was away.
We did. I was already written it down. Unfortunately, the touch judge should have seen it because he was the closest person to it. There was no one in his way. Look, touch judge having a look. That foot is on the line. If it's on the line, you're out.
How he's not seen that live?
He's had a good Christmas, obviously, but the referee decided TMO. It was wiped out.
And eventually Montpellier did trouble the scoreboard with the Franz Stein penalty. And then Montpellier just kept coming, all the territory, all the possession, and this time it was the other winger, Timothy Ngutha.
Yeah, he's made a few mistakes. But again, it's coming from the Montpellier, set up by the Montpellier forwards. The big George in front row, Williamson in the tanker in the engine room there, Spies at the back. It's just batter, and when the ball comes out, White can just distribute it. There it comes, goes wide, and it's a slight Horlicks of a kick, as I mentioned in live commentary. And it was Boutin. I did him, Augusta, a little bit of a disservice. He should have held on to that though, but Boutin comes in, dislodges the ball, but a penalty was being given. So they were playing that advantage, and that's been the sort of story from Montpellier, and also Bordeaux, a scrambling defence.
And eventually they crossed the line on the half-hour mark. And guess who? Nandola, just straight through the tackle of Connor, and he is such a hard man to stop you. Use the word in commentary now. He's sort of Lomu-esque.
Well, he's a force of nature. He's a big guy that's well balanced, fantastic footballer. He's not just like giving the ball. I can find it difficult to catch sometimes. He is a potent try-scoring and kicking freak, and this is the Stein yellow. So it's 10-all for Bordeaux Montpellier. Now they're down to 14 men. Montpellier. That's just reckless, especially with the World Rugby Board giving out this zero tolerance as far as head tackles or whatever. So Montpellier had to start this 14 with 14 men. So,
and he looked straight to the referee, didn't he? He looked straight at the referee, knew what he'd done. Well, that was an obvious penalty for Hickey, who levelled things up at 10 points apiece. And there is confirmation. Nandola with a try, Stein conversion, penalty, Dubier, and Hickey's been playing well, not just kicking from the tee, but all round. And this game is right in the balance at half-time. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Avantage. Viens-toi, Youb. Allez, dame. Debout. Avantage terminé.
Down. At least you've got some scores in your game. We got fuck all.
Getting it 0-0, is it?
No, it's
Well, listen, we had a great start. Scored a try within 2 minutes, and it's gone
Really done hell hard.
It finishes
Origin, first 78 minutes has been crap.
It's always the same, isn't it?
I know.
It's always the same.
Welcome back to the second half here at the Al Chad Stadium. Oh, you guys, you're so funny. What? Oh, yes. Oh, there's plenty more to look forward to in 2017 on Sky Sports. So just confirm, no all sports promo, just the four-way. And we'll have to talk about Formula One and cricket stuff and golf. No, mate, I'm going to take my time on all these wonderful sports. Yeah, each individual one. But not the Lions, because I don't know too much about that. That was a good half, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. I love Luke Jones. Is a workhouse. He's in there with Oliver, eating gruel. I'm bringing it up. I don't mind. There's Luke Jones. He's a workhouse. Welcome back to our top 14 coverage, but there is a huge amount to look forward to in 2017 here on Sky Sports. England will be looking for revenge in the cricket. I know one-day series starts on the 15th of January. In March, it's Formula One returns with the Australian Grand Prix, where again Sky Sports will be the only place to see every practice, qualifying and race itself live. In April, first of the golfing major of the year gets underway with the Masters live from Augusta, and then into June where the British and Irish Lions tour New Zealand with the first of their 3 tests against the All Blacks, the reigning world champions, double world champions, on the 24th of June. Huge amount in the coming year. In the next 40 minutes, well, there's points up for grab, isn't there, in this top 14 game between Montpellier and Bordeaux. Here's how the rest of the weekend shapes up, though. Brive against Bordeaux. That's not going to be easy for Bernard Jackman's men at Brive. La Rochelle against Cat. It's jostling for playoff places there. And then the big game, Clermont against Toulon on Sunday evening, 8 o'clock. You can see that one on Sky Sports. Montpellier and Bordeaux Begles back out on the field. Montpellier about to get us underway, and this is going to be a fascinating 40 minutes. Just felt Dowie in the last 5 or 7 minutes of that first half, as Adam Ashley Cooper, a replacement in that first half, because they're just beginning to get their tactics slightly better. Bordeaux Begles, you can't take on Montpellier in the Montpellier way. You can't meet the power with the power. I don't think anybody can.
No, yeah, it's all about the speed of the ball as well. If they get a little bit of ball, because that's what they've had to live on the first half, they can do certain things with it, because you cannot sustain 80 minutes of this battering, because it's not only, as I said, the forwards taking the ball up. Willemsen's had a great game. He pops it off. Partner in crime, Van Rensburg there. It's the Nandolas. It's even Steyn. I know he's off the field at the moment. So really, with this one-man advantage, Bordeaux just got to get hold of the ball and try and put it through the hands, put some pace on it. But at the moment, it's just struggling.
Yeah, Francois Steyn in the sim bit. Again, Spies, he's such an athlete. Oh, Spies! Beautiful offload to Vincent Martin. What a score that is! P.S. Spies. All about the South African number 8. What a run.
Well, we know he can do that. It was set up by the Fijian captain, or was the captain through the World Cup, Akapusi Ngera. I think he bounces Hickey out the way, and that's the story, Johnny. We've been talking about big guys running at small guys. Spies is on his hand, doesn't want to try it himself. And as a coach, you're down to 14 guys for 10 minutes of the second half. An important game, important because Bordeaux are desperate to win this. What a start, what a response in that second half. Again, it's that story of the missed tackle. Big guy against small guy. Akapusi and Ngera going straight through. And stays having a chat with his fellow bench people now, because he's sitting there and he'll be sitting there for another 8 minutes or so. Someone said something around, they're better probably without you. Better down to 14, stay there. Great score.
We just wondered, didn't we? I mean, we saw it for the Dubier try for Bordeaux Begles, huge influence in the back row, and we saw it there for Montpellier. Nick White taking on the kicking responsibilities. Kick. Huge man, is a good footballer, normally from the hand.
I was going to say, our host broadcaster would have to have a shot at Rafael Ibanez there, because all those things he said at half-time, let's make this count, let's try and get ahead, let's get a score and then just hold on, because that's what they'd have to do to win. And now all of a sudden they find themselves having to come back once more. Oh, he's off again.
Little purple patch, the Pierre Spies is in. Try against Leon last week for Pierre Spies, picked up a yellow as well. He's put that one on a plate for Vincent Martin, hasn't he? His second try of the campaign, the outside centre.
The crowd are going mad every time there's a tackle coming in on a Montpellier guy because of what happened to Steyn, and it's wrong, because Francois Steyn did take Connor's head off. The Blair Connor's head off, and rightly so. He's in the bin.
Rajago. Jaden Spencer's turned that ball over. He's done really well. Lescott gets round the arm. There'd been a yellow if he hadn't avoided it. Braid. Now that's around the shoulder from Pierre Spies, but crowd having a long look at it. Hickey. Connor. A couple of medical staff doing some treatment on the field. They've had to sharp exit, stage left, kits off.
This is what Bordeaux want now. They need the ball. They've had a good turnover. The referee's allowing turnovers to happen.
Philippe said Rajago done brilliantly well to turn that ball over. My only question to you, Darry Morris, would be, are they anywhere near being on their feet?
No, they're not, because they're supporting each other. But again,
no question
it's that interpretation.
Put you down as a maybe.
But again, they have to play with scrap. Well, initially they were to start with, and they're just coming on the side. It's the interpretation of referees. Like you said, that is okay because it's Spies on Braid. There's no problem there. You can hear Ibanez shouting on the touchline, defence. But the boys in blue have got hold of the ball, and as Steyn goes off, well, it still will be off. The White takes over the kicking duties and quite happy now to walk up to the line out, take the clock down.
Just hoping the Maxime Chalon doesn't get too close to that Montpellier bench. John Salby took out the referee in the last game. See that? No, Brielle collided with Salby. Referee left on a stretcher, went off to the hospital, had all the checks, and very, very pleased that he's all okay, but his coaches get involved on the touchline. Salby keeping his distance tonight, and he will be pleased, won't he, at this opening 5 or so minutes of this second half for his team. Down to 14 men. Frans Steyn, the host broadcaster's clock is not showing that. Some 4 minutes left roughly on the Frans Steyn yellow card, and look at the drive here. Quite often at half-time, after half-time, Montpellier come out with a bit between their teeth. Mukashvili had the sat-nav right, or the forwards in front of him did anyway, and they go into touch after what was a really good initial drive. Again, good defence from Bordeaux.
Bordeaux did well because they're driving them into touch. And in a sense, Montpellier not doing the right thing, but won't mind too much. Just another 45 seconds off the clock. You can see again it's Braid. And that sort of clockwise action pushing them towards the touchline. And now they're just quite happy again. Tick this clock down, like you said, Johnny. They got 5 points out of it. Now they've got to go. Here they go.
This Gorg's not taking it on the 15-metre mark. And the Pacers' whole idea of taking it quickly is gone. Cazo, this young man who's gaining a reputation with every game that he plays, the academy member, second row. Goujon. Hickey, side from Braid. And Guerra saw him coming though. Goujon again, held up by Spies initially. Now the South Africans turning that ball over. He's going to get 3 of them. That is unbelievable work from Pierre Spies. White now, Tamani has missed out. And Guerra and Braid again. Head to head, literally. Nuriashvili. Mamukashvili. Space is everywhere in this second half. Nagutha. Oh, Nagutha's through. Nagutha, another step. Buitrago is there to help out his winger. Nick White is manhandled. Penalty coming at very, very least as Kubriashvili could do nothing but slow the whole operation down as Chalmers holds on to it. Whistle will go here, penalty for Montpellier, and Nick White is saying has to be a card. Of course he would, he's the opposition scrum half.
Appelez-moi votre 10 blanc, s'il vous plaît.
Well, you don't like to see that from players. It is frustrating because again it's a tremendous break from Nagutha.
On est sur une phase dynamique dans une zone critique. Vous empêchez le 9 de jouer.
He's going.
Sure you're asking for my opinion or not, David, but I'm going to give it to you. I agree with
Stop
that.
the habit of a lifetime.
It's a new year, same stuff.
Yeah, boom.
I agree with that, but he knows exactly what he's doing. It's cynical. It's in that they've just made a brilliant break.
I am totally with you, Johnny, because what happens is, but again, it comes back to that inconsistency of refereeing and the clarity of what happens. Nagutha goes down well. He's holding onto the ball. Hickey's just gone in there. Well, yeah.
So this may well be 8 points. 8-3 since Van Steen was penalised.
And he stops what he's done there. We'll just wait for this kick. He won't miss this, but he stops the 9 trying to get that ball away by just putting himself in the way of where Nagutha's trying to plant the ball and Nick White where he's trying to get the ball away.
White gets a penalty. Van Steen, it's like he's just about to come back onto the field. It was a great angle from Nagutha though.
But again, he's forwards. Kitchoff, normally a very, very fine tackler, but someone of his pace and size is fixed. You don't have the ability just to move a little bit, and with Nagutha coming on an angle like that from right to left, from out to in, very difficult. But again, that's where the battering takes its toll. It's all these guys from Bordeaux have to carry the ball and all of a sudden then get back into a defensive line, and that's a killer really for Bordeaux. They came with great expectation in a sense. I know they were on a terrible run. They wanted to set themselves up well for Europe, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that way because Montpellier normally get better and better and stronger as the game goes on. The crowd are on their side now.
It's fresh legs. Taufifenua.
I was going to say it, by the way.
No, you weren't. Kit's off. Is off. Buitrago we saw going off as well, but
big South African's gone off and a big even Samoan's come on.
so while Yeah, Batu, the veteran. It's 33 on New Year's Day, Antoine Batu. That's not a good day to have your birthday, is it?
But for Ibanez and into Matt Worsley, Rehana, you couldn't have had a worse, 10 minutes, could you really? You haven't made any inroads into the score when you had that advantage. You've actually leaked a try and a pen, 8 points, and then you've got a man in the bin.
France Day comes back on.
Oh, the joys of coaching.
And the score, a difference, 5-0 to Montpellier. Well, 8-3, but Montpellier up by 5 by France Day's gone off the field. The averages team upper man takes 7 points. Now Bordeaux are down to 14 men.
And the only way, and they're now not throwing the ball in straight, and the only way they are going to come back into this game and possibly win it is by giving it a lash and giving it a go, looking after the ball, because they don't pose a threat in the scrum, they don't pose a threat in the line out as such. So the only way they're going to be doing that is doing what they did, like I said, last year when they put teams on toast, is just the distribution of the ball, getting quick ball.
But Hickey was a huge part of that.
Yeah, again,
he's off the field for another 7 minutes.
He tried to be too clever, but possibly saved his side, 7 points. This is the debate that, or the decision people have to make.
Well, they're going into Europe, aren't they, Montpellier? Round 5 sees a trip to the RDS. That's next Friday, weekday 7:30 on Sky Sports 2. That kicks off our Champions Cup coverage next weekend. And in that pool as well, we have Northampton against Cass on Saturday afternoon.
Exactly. And they said they're home to Saints the week after, obviously. Got a couple of wins, Northampton, since that rather off day
against Cass. Yeah, 16 points, plays 11 at the top of the pool with Montpellier. Leinster topping the pool. They can go and get something. Montpellier already beaten Leinster, of course, 22-16. Andela with a couple of tries that day in round 2.
Interesting, the setup here. Nagutha is in at 10. We'll possibly have maybe the shot from our host broadcaster, but it's interesting, he's just standing at 10. That opens up possibly, you can see there Staines moved it more inside centre. He's now pushing him back, because what happens is that opens up the blind side, because normally the Bordeaux wing has to follow his opposite number.
So Pierre Spies taking it to the back is in exceptional form since the second half got underway.
We'll give it Spies, just give it to Nandola. End of.
And Nagutha.
Or Nagutha, yeah.
Little triangle there.
He's going. Is he going? Go on, fella.
White.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Lisgog shepherded his man the whole way as Yanni Duplessis and Gregory Fitchin, new props for Montpellier, prepared to come on.
And that's well worked. We talked about it. You've navigated the first 12 minutes brilliantly. Good scrum, nothing too flashy. Spies off the back. White put pressure now on Bordeaux. They have to play. They've got to play. Evia's on, he can carry, but it's asking a hell of a lot. Because they're just about to pounce. They start running out their 22 unless their precision is absolutely correct. Unless their support play is bob on, they could turn the ball over, and you don't want to be giving turnover ball again to the two Fijians we talked about on the wings.
Avia, Oli Avia, Samoan international 24 times, came from the Chiefs, so he knows about loose play, or open play I should say. There's Gog. Goes high. Ashley Cooper. It's really challenging. Nagutha sets off again. Just power, power, power. Then it's just sprinkled, isn't it, with some individual brilliance. Space. It's good hands. Nicholas Jan van Rensburg. Philippe Mog. Into Boutin and Blair Connor. Boutin has stripped him. Now it comes wide for Bordeaux here. Lonka puts the pass in to Jaden Spence. Tries to go around Spies. Almost doesn't he? Flicks it out the back brilliantly. Lonka chips ahead. Back is Franz Stein. He's knocked it on initially. And look at the territory gain for Bordeaux Begles.
He came from an offside position, but the referee's given a knock on. Jesse Mogg going through. Problem is they're not coming from depth. The player's almost outrunning the guy carrying the ball. Jaden Spence does very well. That's a lovely little pass. This time Lonka, his kick does work. It's deemed to go full because Francois Stein's in front. But that's the way Bordeaux are going to have to play. They're going to have to go for it.
You're going to have to play on it. It's a point you made, Dowie, that a couple of seasons ago they're the most attractive team in the top 14. They're scoring tries for fun. They tighten things up quite considerably. Rafael Ibanez's side.
It's the pressure of results and the pressure of getting in the big time. Expectation, big, fantastic rugby region, wanting greatness. But you've got to build it slowly. It's crawl, walk, run.
Yeah, Laurent Marty has made a big difference. The Bordeaux Begles president. One thing I can't say, they have a superb academy and trust their academy players as well. It's all very well having one. Got to trust those players.
C'est moi, c'est vous que je siffle. Vous êtes complètement en travers. Je vais pas être tolérant. Ça s'est très bien passé. D'accord? Merci.
Fanua getting a telling off.
Very good. You won't be getting a telling off for that pronunciation. It's very good. Seb.
Oh, Nadola. There you go.
His brother Roma, of course. Taoufik Fanua. Giant second row for Toulon. Toulon, of course, massive game for them. Currently in fourth against Clermont Auvergne on Sunday night. That really is going to be an absolute humdinger of a game. Switch on just before 8. You won't miss kickoff. Sky Sports 5 for that one.
Reading today, Thiele's board was saying that if they get it wrong, Clermont could put 40 on us. If we're not prepared, I can go for any side, to be honest. Clermont are in that sort of grain of form at the moment.
Wonder if Richard Cockrell will be there. Signed as a consultant to the end of the season, helping out Steve Meehan.
Well, he's an old Clermont player, wasn't he?
Isn't he? Yeah.
They'd love him there.
Vilimse, Kubriashvili, huge men. Going to create some damage, but Goujon and this choke tackle.
He's down. No. See, this is the inconsistent. It drives me mad. You've got a touch judge the other side as well. I agree, mate. It was attempted, fine, but that ball, well, you don't need my glasses to see. There he goes, he's holding the ball. He knows what he's doing because he's in control. He knows once the weight comes on his side, help to the floor, it's down. Down there.
You right now?
What?
I think that is correct.
What?
That's a maul situation. You've gone in with the ball to a maul. You haven't come out with it.
And you're going forward, but they didn't give him a chance to play it.
Let's go to Bordeaux.
No. No, because it's still moving at a great sort of rate of knots. You've had two forwards driving in there. All it takes is another couple of seconds for that ball to come out.
That ball was not moving anywhere.
Yes,
I saw a pregnant snail overtake it. Let's go. Let's leave the driving ball alone before we come to our first blows of 2017.
Well, Montpellier giving away a few penalties.
Now, with ball in hand, he won't take it quickly from there.
Well, it's a fixed arm penalty, so full arm pen. This will go
into touch.
Regroup. Les Gorgues is down. I think it's about time Serra comes on.
Hickey ready to come back on here. When I have it, the 48th minute, he was sent from the field. Mark Clerc there as well, new prop to go with the two new props from Montpellier, yeah. Fitten and Duplessis, Yannick Duplessis have come on from Montpellier. As Luke Bray gets some attention. Former Blues captain.
Well, still plenty of time. All they're going to do is get a bit of position. Converted try, another pen. Come away with it.
Boot out, and it just looked Brady said to be just staying down on the field a little bit. Let Hickey get back on. He's a true warrior for them, Luke Braid.
I think McDowell's taking his place. Type of forward you want out there now. Bit of a roughneck, he likes it. Close quarter stuff, but again, you got to get position and get your basics right.
Benoit McDowell on. Had an ankle issue. Heard he's back now. As captain decide on plenty of occasions, as you say, he's a man who likes to roll the sleeves up. Braid, a big loss for Bordeaux though.
Serrazon. So you will have a initial insertion of pace and excitement, because again he's an exciting player. And just watch the way he gets the ball away. Hickey will enjoy this now. This is the way they're going to have to play.
Ashley Cooper only 8 points away. Quick penalty now.
Yeah. Oh, it's well doable. Crumbs, you know, it's apologies for our graphics at the top. We're not in control of that. I think our French friends may be still on holiday, or some of them. But there's only 8 points in it. That's the oh, you see, and just off he goes.
And Senna is away. Senna, so quick of thought is Baptiste Senna. Judge, Tafifanoa, Hickey, back on the field now. Tackler was coming for Ashley Cooper, he knew it. It was Fran staying out. There's a huge scrap on the ground for the ball, and Bordeaux Begles get the push into the scrum.
That's what they want, talking back.
And it's Fran Stain again.
It was Nick White in the first half. The referee had words. Take it, 3 points. Straight in front. Good result. Risk and reward. Well, it wasn't too much risk and reward, because Serra, again, he's by his own high standards played like a drain the last 2 games. But look, everyone's standing around and he's off. That's exactly what this side needs. This is exactly what this guy can give his side. People then pick a line-up onto him. Don't attempt a risky pass. It comes out. Forwards linking up. Wait for the guy who's in offside position.
Just going back to what we were doing a couple of seasons ago, as we said, one of the top try scorers, 13-14 season. And in Clement Moore. Three points here, chip away at that lead, and there it is. I think he was never going to miss that one. He's in really good form in the last couple of weeks. Simon Hickey.
Straight away you got 9 and 10 communicating. Like I said, Hickey can play it very, very flat. He allows 3 or 4 to go, then boom, he looks for the break. I like the way Serra takes a bit of pressure off him, because all of a sudden now the back row are looking for Serra, tapping and going round the fringes.
5 points the difference. Bonus point there. As it stands, as Akabushi Ngara goes off, Fran Stain, who, not on certain terms, let the referee know what he thought of the decision given. Mikuadze on for Angera. Nick White's got a hand in there, and there's plenty of chat out there, isn't there? There really is, and the referee either wants to talk to the players here or have a look at the TMO, but Nick White's warned in the first half about talking to the referee, but he's still doing it, and he is getting the rub of the referee. Just have a little look at things.
Saying
the yellow card for Hickey.
Yeah, what's happened, obviously, White, a hand has come through and touched the ball in the scrum half hand, which you're not allowed to do because you're on the floor. Just looking to see if anything happens before. I think there's something from the kick-off initially. I don't know whether the ball actually went back from a Bordeaux hand, which was fine. I think it then went forward. The hand comes through, but I don't know what he initially gave it for. A knock-on from White, I think. And I think he reversed this. It'll be a penalty to Montpellier. Is it Madol gets in there? Yeah, it's Madol. It'll be a penalty. He might even be worse than that. Professional foul.
Pénalité.
And he's they just come on the field.
They don't mess about, do they?
They don't even see the referee give the card, and
I think that's cooked. There goes, unfortunately.
Oh, it's only have 8 minutes at the end to change this game. Louis Benoit Madoul.
You're not going to see much flamboyance, I don't think, from Montpellier. It'll be the Jake White way, which will be set, kick down, chase, pressure, squeeze, and let the opposition make the mistake. And he'll be thankful if this guy gets in 3 now, to go back up to 8 points difference.
Oh, Bordeaux did badly at this ground. Impressive 1-4 and lost 1. This is going to make it harder, isn't it, for France staying. Not missed tonight. Francois staying. Saw him make that. 12 in a row in the top 14. Kicks a goal. Tamani was hustled off the ball, wasn't he? Chalmers at the restart. Serra certainly injected some pace, but who knew he was going to do that? Anyone who's watched this young scrum half. See his pass to Louis Picamol. Try against New Zealand for France, obviously in the autumn games. Oh, it's brilliant! Hickey to Serra! And he strikes straight back. Great break from Hickey. Heads up rugby. He saw the door just ajar and he smashed it open. Great footwork, great awareness. Serra, like any good scrum half, should backing him up.
Well, he burst on the international scene, and he's burst onto this game. Sometimes you can watch from the sideline, get frustrated. Like you said, his form hasn't been there the last couple of games, but class is permanent. And it's again the old 1-2, the old 10-9 in a sense. Serra has just sort of turned this game again on its head. Just good play from Hickey, good thinking, just a flat ball, one slip tackle, that missed tackle so crucial now. He's done that, didn't panic, put the ball back from left to right, and with Serra's searing pace, he knows. Down to 14 men, and they have just given himself another lifeline.
21-20, I wager.
He's not missing this.
3 from 3 tonight. 4 from 4. 21 points to 20.
And here it comes. Hickey again. Take. You'll pass it 3 or 4 times, and then on the 4th or 5th, he always looks to see a break. He comes closer and closer to that flat line, and defences just slide off him a bit, and he's through. And he just knew Serra would be there on his inside.
Pick out a front 5 forward.
Oh man, there's some great 9s in France. He's the best at the moment. Six Nations should be very interesting. Guy Noves is again in that role, the number 9. Just as soon as I say that, one of his donkey forwards is giving it away.
Yeah, 3 sub-appearances in the autumn for Serra. It's New Zealand, Australia and Samoa. Did wonder at the club, Bordeaux Begles, how they were going to face Henry Adams, or this young man has, as you say, Dow, he burst onto the scene, club and international level. Ta'afufanoa
Stupid.
has just cost his team
Absolutely.
3 points.
Now, come back to Sarah kicks goals as well. He's just, I mean, how old is he? 21, 22?
He's 22 years of age. Yeah, he was 83% in Argentina. The 2 caps he got last summer on his debut.
And it's just interesting, they're watching Montpellier. They were hit then. They just tickle it up a gear, don't they? Just all of a sudden, these big forwards just carry it. There he is, Willems. He's had a great game. Strong, direct, doesn't give the 50-50, doesn't need to. Just wait for Bordeaux to give a penalty away.
He's a leader as well. Baptiste Serra, captain against Exeter. An away game, 13 points to 7. Got a try and a penalty. There's this man, Francais, he's scored a few penalties, isn't he, internationally and for various clubs.
Done half hit it, doesn't he?
What's his nickname? You like his nickname?
The Rocket Launcher.
The Rocket Launcher.
I don't know why he's been given that.
He rocket launched that one through the posts.
He doesn't do anything subtly, does he? Jake White looks on to be very happy to get that 4 points back. Be happy to get another try, obviously, but doesn't particularly want to give himself palpitations coming to the last 10 or so. But when Serra's on the field and Hickey's on the field, and if they can get some ball, Bordeaux is still in it.
Yeah, it's only 4 points. A few more replacements coming up for Montpellier, more fresh legs. Raffanach, hooker.
Who's that? Raffanach?
Raffanach. Off for Mamukashvili. No more Shvilis tonight now. They've all gone.
Played well. Luke Jones. The heaviest of second rows, but again, he's an athletic guy. Carries his worth, puts his tackles in, supports his backs.
Himmelman on as well for Montpellier, and throwing both up. Emerging South can play on for Sir Cazot. Penalty. Look at the reaction of Hugh Chalmers. Fist pump in the air. This is how much it means to these Bordeaux players. They know that the run they're in. They know they're better than the results they've been getting of late.
Yannick Duplessis, I'm sure, has given that, got the instruction from the touch judge. He did bore in. Went to the floor, yeah. It was him. He wasn't binding straight. And this gives Hickey another chance. So from those 4 points, a little bit of a cushion in 4 points. He knows how important it is.
Nick is now nick a penalty, nick a drop goal, nick something.
Follow the ball, just in case it comes off the upright. Any youngsters watching, always follow the ball.
Ian Hunter.
Yeah, don't give up. That one time in 1,000, it may just come back and you get a try. As it is,
not this time.
Straight through the middle.
Here it is again. Yannick Duplessis goes down. Help from the assistant referee, penalty Bordeaux. Not sure there can be too many complaints there. Hickey kicking like a dream, playing like a dream. Secured the restart. It's always been the case tonight. Look at the power there. Mikuadze on both. Buta! Oh, Buta! Just put the foot down on the pedal. Oh, he's Blair corner! Kicks it inside. Jesse Mock will be the first to arrive, will he? Hickey's there. It's knocked on from Jesse Mock. crowd do not agree.
Doesn't matter. What a breakout. You could just see Serra thinking, why is my forwards trying to track this ball up when there's a big wall of blue in front of it? They got it back and then it just went wide. Boutin, who's on his travels, isn't he, next year, joining Lyon, decided just to break out. And Nandola, for all his great skills going forward, takes a heck of a time to turn round. Boutin makes that insertion, just passes the ball out. And you've got to say there, Blair Connor, hardly mentioned tonight in attack, does the right thing. He had no chance. He was never going to get outflank them with it and use his pace. The ball back inside, make someone make a decision, make someone make a mistake. They have, Montpellier. Now, again, a great position. Look where this scrum is.
And what happened to the last scrum?
Yeah.
Penalty,
Yeah,
Bordeaux.
Well, that's got to be in the referee's mind. It's just options all over. I'm just thinking Serra with his pace. He's fancying this blind side.
The huge scrum is virtually midfield.
Some player as well at 8. Can his forwards give him that platform, that launch pad? They can.
Steady scrum, isn't it? Serra goes blindside for Boutin. Stain is there. Spies is told to leave it. Serra. Over here. Serra getting that ball quicker that time. Tough for Fanoa. He's knocked that on, tough for Fanoa. Not sure the officials have seen it though. Last play before Bordeaux back up to 15, of course, there's Luke Jones. Tough for Fanoa, really.
Well, Hickey's going to go back for a drop at some point, but you've got to be going forward first. You can see Hickey right behind. Forwards out, podding it out to the left.
You want to try and win a penalty here as Tamani takes down Goujon. Serra again to Botha. Oh, he's pulled back to Hickey this side. Connor. Oh, it's out wide into Boutin. Back inside, Nandola is there, and Boutin claps his hands in frustration as they lose possession.
Never on, never on. The wrong call.
Agreed.
Forwards a pod to the left, they needed a pod to the right. The ball goes back out through Hickey. There's not an advantage there. Everybody's coming across. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrong call. Doing so much right, Bordeaux, to get back into this game. That was the wrong time to pull the trigger.
Assistant referee saw the players going into touch that time. And Tombatu with the line-out win. It's Mikwadze. Oh, Toulon man. Jesse Mugg with the left peg. Connor wasn't going to do anything else, was he? Boutin takes the quick line out. Senna. Luke Jones, great hands. Hickey, knew what he had to do there, Luke Jones. Unfussy about it as well. Spence. Slightly high from Immelman.
I think he's slightly offside from Franz Stain initially in that move. He flew out of the line.
Both against Spies. Hickey again. This one is going to come right down to the wire, isn't it? It really is. Senna. Tough for Fanoa. The ball from Avia. Senna again, just probing, waiting for an opening. Now it's the turn of Montpellier to do some defensive work. The Goodness said, I've had enough of this. Out on the wing, getting cold. I'm going to take the tackle and I'm going to win the penalty for my team. And then Spies says to the referee, they're kicking the ball away. We'll have another 10 metres, and Franz Stain, I suspect, will step up and have a Potter goal.
He will, but again, Nagusa, he made a few handling errors in the first half, or bad decisions. That was a good decision. He's come in on Jaden Spence. Spence holding onto the ball, and this boy can truck him over. He will just take the clock down again by a minute. The good result would be, again, they give a 4-point deficit. Oh, is he saying go into the corner?
No, he's waiting for his tee, isn't he, Franz Stain, or is he?
He's going into the corner. Well, I suppose it does put territory on your side, and that's the way Jake White likes to play. But with his, I'm with you. I know your shoulders are shrugging. I'd be with you. I'd let him have a go. You go 4 points up. It means Montpellier, Bordeaux really have got to play anyway again. But
well, you've got to score twice.
Well,
Simple as that. You
again,
don't have to score twice in the moment. You've got to score once.
If they turn the ball over from here, it's the wrong decision. What he's trying to do is squeeze the clock, squeeze Bordeaux and squeeze the clock.
Makes his line out important.
Yep.
Just about win it.
And
Jans van Rensburg. Rafanak. Another tear with Batu. Going for now. We've not seen any of this really from Montpellier tonight. They can do it. Tamani. Shot place with Stain. He goes high from Nandolo. Boutin takes it.
Again, it was the kick to Nout. It's coming across, right, what's he going to do this time? Sensible things, Altrad looks on. Right, what would you do, Mr. Altrad? I'd go for 3.
Buy another club. There's talks, isn't there, about the Montpellier group. Interest in Gloucester Rugby. Still with the suits at the moment, isn't it?
It's we'll see how it pans out, how it runs out. He likes investing in rugby, so he's got a good side to him. But they've gone for the kill, they've gone for the throat. Montpellier, they believe in themselves. Line-out normally functions 100%. Turn down the 3, and they're going to get the 5, possible 7.
Ruffrack into the middle there.
Good set.
Batu and Alagutha at his weight as well. Need to keep that ball at the back though. Bordeaux doing really well. Penalty coming to Montpellier anyway. Another shot to nothing. Tamani! Chalmers has done well. Tamani got that ball away. It would have been a certain try for Montpellier. Maybe more here.
Serra did well, even though I know it was an advantage. He's in like an open side.
Il a déjà pris un carton jaune. Je pense qu'il est nécessaire de lui parler, sincèrement.
Yeah, there's not that been many penalties. There's not a lot they can do against it. Surely they didn't drag it down. All they're doing is pushing. I suppose, yeah, just looking at it again, Madal is there. 3rd time lucky.
Indeed. This clock is just ticking away and ticking away and ticking away. They'll take any win where they're Montpellier.
I've seen Bordeaux go the length though.
All the players to do it, don't they? Salah, Hickey, Ashley Cooper, Blair Connor. There's another ball on the field. Gouchard realised it. They'll have to change the call here, Montpellier.
He's a well-educated ball boy. Takes the clock down by 30 seconds. Throw another ball on. Quick, get it on. Referee has to blow
he's
up.
an English ball boy, is he?
yeah, he is actually.
Philippe says taking the line. Here come Montpellier. Here come Montpellier. This juggernaut pack. Literally ridden well by Bordeaux. Here comes the second wave. The Gutha there as well. Leaves it for Nick White, will he? Yes, he will. Tamani. Lovely this game. At first receiver. Tamani's through! And with Tamani showing the strength that the whole of this Montpellier team do, he's wrapped this game up for the home side.
If your forwards fail, give it to your backs. Tamani does superbly well. He's a talented player, can play across the back 3. He sort of cemented himself in the centre. His first season has just put this game to bed. There you go, just dots it down the base of the post would have done. He goes to the right of the post, right in front. Like I said, the gamble has paid off. 3 times they went to the corner, and they've come away with 7.
Can they make it the full 7? Van Steen waits for the clock to go red, doesn't he? And bangs it over, and we only have a minute left of this game. They were so brave, great performance from Rafa and Ibanez's side. The times really, really superb. And going back, Dowie, to playing some really entertaining rugby, just throwing off the conservative shackles.
It statistically will prove that if you play a conservative game, a pragmatic game, you're going to win more than you're going to lose. You play your territory, you kick the ball, you chase well, you tackle well, you wait for your turnovers and kick your pens. You know, that's what is going to win you or will win you championships and cups and whatever. But I agree, I think they played some outstanding stuff when they first came into the top 14. Madol is just shouting, you've got to go into the corner. Well, 3 points, well, they're 8 points ahead. My maths is that good.
Well, Serra was counting on his fingers, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, you don't need to.
Up from the bench.
Have to be five or less, you get a point. So they've turned down. They've got to convert this, or actually they're thinking, was it too far? As the hooter goes, they've got to get themselves in or buy a penalty now for him to kick. Well, that's the 10 metre. That's plenty of room.
Serra is saying, no, we need 5 points. Goujon hoiks him out of the way.
You only need 3 points to get you within 5. That's what's happened.
To come away with a losing bonus point. Top 14, 5 or less.
Yeah.
Different to
Get caught up
most competitions.
It's amazing, isn't it? These guys know it week in, week out.
It could make a huge difference, Dowie.
Oh, massively.
Bordeaux, they got to 37.
Yeah, well, they've slipped out, like I said, the first time in 10 weeks, they've slipped out of the top 6.
Serra, where's this one going?
Well, it's not going to be a try.
Actually, Cooper called for it, and they won't leave with the bonus point, Bordeaux.
I think he's going to look. You can always tell Ashley Cooper was never anywhere near there. Staines got back, Nagusa goes back,
and the ball is dead, and the game is over.
Absolutely. So yeah, they will rue that. The message, they got all the coaches, all the technical staff, all the nous, all the experience, and they still can't get a decision like that. Were you going to go into the corner and win the game? No, you can't, because you're 8 points adrift. Penalty would bring you within 5, you go away with a losing bonus.
What worried me is that the likes of Goujon, Madol was saying, no, let's go into the corner, just do the maths, this is not a try.
He's got to look, fair enough.
Unless somebody else touches it, no, it goes over the ball line. But we were playing advantage, Dowie.
I apologise.
All the replays of the tries, we were playing.
What was the advantage for? Well, Serra, I thought was mad to be kicking the ball away. Obviously, he knew, which good scrum halves do, and good internationals, and was a good international, not a scrum half, a hooker. So this is it. Everything we've said, we may have to take back.
Well, not everything. We're just going to say they should have gone for the 3 points first time. They're going for it now, and Hickey, who is faultless off the tee tonight. I just put the mockers on him. 8 point difference, this to make it 5, to go away from the Al-Chad with a losing bonus point, which could be crucial. Hickey, brilliant strike from a young man who has played really well tonight. At times we thought that Bordeaux may come away with a win, but they come away with one losing bonus point. Montpellier have the win, 31 points to 26. And really a case of the big uns beating the little ones tonight. So the only game on this Friday night of this top 14 round 16, there is confirmation of that game that we have just seen. Bordeaux, luckily with that penalty at the end, to come away with something. They deserved something, didn't they? After a dreadful run of form. The other fixtures then: Saturday, Brie, Pau, La Rochelle host Grenoble, Lyon, Casse. Sunday, Stade Francais against Toulouse, who've fallen giants, if you will, but that game that really looms out of this round 16, Clermont against Toulon. You can see on Sky Sports 5 to 8 on Sunday evening. The rerun of the Racing against Munster is tomorrow in the Champions Cup, so the Racing Bayonne, which is round 16 fixture for Racing and Bayonne, will be played on February the 11th.
Vous n'étiez pas sur le terrain, mais d'après vous, pourquoi vos coéquipiers ne tentent pas la pénalité
So that's what
dans les
the result has
dernières
done
minutes?
to the table. Montpellier up to 46 points.
Ils se sentent le
Same
buteur
as
Simon
Clement
se sent un
and
peu
La Rochelle, but of
loin, ils
course
tentent,
an extra
tentent de faire la
game.
molle, bon ça marche
They go
tant
ahead
mieux
of
pour nous.
La Rochelle to the head-to-head. It's a complicated system in the top 14. Bordeaux still in 7th, but they do get that 1 point, so closing the gap on Toulouse. So the details, as he said, for that Sunday night game, Clermont against Toulon. 7:55 Sky Sports 5
très compliqué ce soir. Vous
for
êtes,
that one. And your rugby
vous êtes passé
tomorrow.
proche de la défaite, mais finalement l'essentiel est là,
Guinness Pro
savoir
12
la
action
victoire.
for you.
Ouais, compliqué,
Osprey
mais en même
against
temps,
Connor,
je
quarter
suis
past 1 on
content, tu sais, c'est
Sky
les matchs là
Sports
où
1 and
tu
Racing
penses
against
au match de
Munster.
Coupe d'Europe qui vient derrière.
3:45
T'as du
kick-off
mal à
from
mobiliser
Air,
les
half
mecs,
past 3 Sky Sports 1.
qui restent concentrés sur
It's
le
an
match de ce soir.
occasion
On démarre mal,
that
fait
really
la caricature.
should be missed.
Pourtant, pour l'instant, on est au score.
And next on
On
Sky
reste
Sports
devant,
2 you
après
can
même
see
en
the
deuxième
Bermuda
mi-temps, pour le moment,
Classic
on est un peu en
back
difficulté. On est
from
très bon
Bermuda.
en temps, mais après on est en
Always fun
difficulté et on
watching the
reste
old
devant, on score même
boys
si c'est qu'un
rip it
petit
up
point.
in the
Et c'est
sunshine.
important et à la fin on
But
marque
from
un essai
Gary and
finalement. Donc
myself and
c'est
everyone
sûr que
else on the top
c'est pas un
14,
très très bon match,
have a very
mais
enjoyable weekend.
si on veut être une grande équipe, ces matchs-là il faut les gagner, il faut bien les gagner, même quand t'es pas très bon. Et aujourd'hui c'est fait.
Merci et reprenez votre souffle.
You're amazing in there, love it.
Well done, everyone. Super, super, super. It's a good game for once. Well, let's see that. When you're not there, you can't see. What can you do? It's a fucking. I didn't see it, man. It's in a fuck. The first one, they should have gone for. They should have gone for goal.
Oh, but that's that. What are you doing for that?
You know, you take your chance. You have one chance. It's not really rubbish on the ball, can it?